Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. SNAP benefits. Hope the video comes out pretty well. I got a new camera. The quality looks, from how it's recording, it looks nice. See how it plays back. Guys, let me know in the comment section how the video comes out. I can't stand watching my own videos, unless I'm doing shooting videos. Those are always fun to rewatch. But everybody's, freaking out about the government shutdown. And I actually have a friend, that's actually suffering because of the shutdown. She's unable to work. She has to do I think it's DoorDash to try to bring in some money. And I get that it's hurting a lot of people with how the shutdown's going down. But the one thing that's I actually am. maybe this is a dark side of me, but something I'm actually looking forward to. I'm actually looking forward to SNAP benefits being put on hold for a while. Now I understand that there's gonna be. I've seen the videos of people freaking out, people who are relying on supplemental nutrition. And I forget what SNAP means, but it's like supplemental nutrition, like it's like food benefits. People who have relied on those, there've been people talking about, there's gonna be theft. There's gonna be food riots. And I gotta say, after seeing those reactions, it made me want the program to end even more, because several things. It increased the size of government, because it's been used by primarily the Democratic Party as a way of buying votes. So it is a tool. It is a way of increasing the federal government through increased spending. It is a way of increasing government corruption, because it is a form of bribery. It is actually a form of in the breaded circuses. SNAP benefits is definitely that. It's the bread. It's the bread that a government uses to keep a public docile, keep it fed just enough. And I say and it's just enough because you can't make over. Because if you work and you make over a certain amount, they cut it off. It's not like it's not like it was to be used where you would reduce the amount the more that you're able to make. But no, you're absolutely cut off. And the people who are relying on it, let's say they do have good intentions, not having the amount of money you need to try to make it through a month. And I felt this before. Not having the money you need can instill a lot of fear and anxiety, and put someone in a desperate spot, and they're more likely to take desperate action, more likely to make unfortunate compromises, or rather concessions, to not feel the fear of of looming poverty. And so I think that's used as a way of gaining votes through SNAP benefits, through WIC. And I expressed my disapproval of those programs in the past. But after seeing these videos, after seeing the videos of people reacting. People talk about they're going to commit crime. They're going to steal from supermarkets. I want them to end even more, because for even more reasons. Another reason is the attitude of these people who rely on it. The ungratefulness. For one, it's bad enough that this money is being taken. This is public money being given to certain groups, and I'm not talking about specifically the disabled, the elderly, or even children. And you know what? I even find that to be an issue of it being given to children, because that's a parent's job. A parent's job is to feed their kids. To do all they can to feed their kids. But no, it's not. But it's not them. No, it's the arrogance of people who are lazy, who are entitled. They believe there are people making videos saying they're entitled to these benefits. They're entitled to free food. That the government is supposed to be taking care of them. That everyone else is supposed to be taking care of them, because they. This is the sickening part. And and this may even tie into another video, a video I have an idea of doing after this one. I'm still on the side whether I should do it. But there are people who are actually, there's another reason. These people, these entitled people, they are actually pimping their kids for benefits. Because you get a certain amount of benefits depending on how many children you have. So not only are they pimping their kids, but they're also creating bastard kids. And I know a lot of people don't want to talk about that, but they're creating bastard kids by laying up with any guy who's clearly not going to stick around, and creating single mother households. That's going to create children. That's going to create bastard kids that are going to be placed at a great disadvantage for when they get older in life. Because prison is primarily made up of kids from broken homes, bastard kids. Single mothers primarily come from broken homes. The people who you see, I wager to bet the people you see who make these videos came from broken homes. Because anybody who came because more likely anyone who came from a complete home are not likely to be making these videos complaining about how the government is supposed to be taking care of them. They had a father and a mother that they can witness. They can witness working hard, doing all they can to provide for them, to protect them, to give them the proper lessons. But no, these people who are pimping their kid, who are having kids and pimping them, essentially selling them. They're selling them to enrich themselves. It's always funny when people talk about how a lot of these people who have WIC and SNAP, SNAP benefits, they don't seem to be, they don't look like they're going without a meal. And even that even started when they were talking about reducing the amount of items you can get from these benefits. They're saying cutting, getting rid of soda, getting rid of candy, stuff like that. Obviously, you don't need those things. Those are treats. Those are treats that you should reserve for when you actually accomplish something. It shouldn't be part of an everyday meal. And there was pushback to do that. Now there's utter panic because I guess it was November 3rd. There's November 3rd. The endings. That's when the benefits are going to be ending, and these people are freaking out. They're going to talk about they're going to commit crime. And there's another thing. The people who talk about committing crime because they're not going to have their benefits. Okay. I think I heard that the response that Walmart is going to take. They're going to start shutting down stores as in certain areas to protect their merchandise, and I don't blame them one bit. It's bad enough that you see a lot of merchandise behind glass. They got to shut their stores down during certain hours or change the way they operate because they're concerned because they're trying to cut back on theft. They got to do what they got to do. I remember when we had an ice storm in South Carolina back in 2000. I think it was in 2000, January 2004. A friend of mine and I, we had to go to Walmart to get batteries for a radio. Thank the Lord, my grandparents, they had gas. That's one thing I want. I do want to improve on my house. I want to get gas hookups. But we needed batteries for a radio, and they couldn't let in anyone without a sales associate because the power was out inside Walmart. This is back before it was the super center. It was just a regular old Walmart. And I remember the lady let us through the store. She had a flashlight, got us to the area we needed the batteries. I think we paid in cash, and left. And I think they hand wrote us a receipt. This is going to get to where they may have to start doing that at certain grocery stores. They're not going to let anybody in. You have to place or you have to order stuff online, or you're going to have someone follow you around because now there's a concern about people openly talking about stealing from the stores. And the people who are talking about that they're going to start stealing, no, they've been stealing. They've more likely been stealing since from day one that they got these benefits. And I'm pretty sure they're probably the same type of people who would sell their benefits for cash. Yeah, and again, and another reason why I'd actually want to see these benefit programs ending is because of the monster because of what they fed in our society. They fed into this entitlement ideal that government must take care of me, and government must that the public must bear the brunt of my bad decision making. If these programs are what keeping people from maturing, from actually taking responsibility, from being held accountable for whatever decisions they made in the past, then you got to get rid of it, because that's the last thing we need. We don't need a public. We don't need a public that can be easily bribed because they refuse to grow up, because they refuse to be held accountable for their actions. We can't have that. We cannot afford that anymore. What's wild to me is that as much as people call the GOP, call Trump, his administration, call conservatives, as much as they call us heartless, as much as they say that we don't, we are, especially black Republicans or black conservatives, we're sellouts. Why are they surprised that this is happening? Because they truly believe that they truly believe those things. If they had the forethought to see this kind of stuff coming down the pike, they would have planned for it. But no, they're myopic. They don't see that. They don't see past their nose. They can't see into the future. They don't hold themselves accountable enough to do it in order to do that. And so they're gonna more likely suffer the consequences. And it was about robbing stores. I hope stores increases security to a point where they have armed guards. And I hope people who are actually going out there to buy who are using money that they earn from the sweat of their brow. I hope you guys remain armed. Don't let anybody try to take your stuff. Don't let anybody try to rob you because they refuse to work. You don't work, you don't eat. It's as simple as that. Again, it's having the gall to even go online to openly talk about robbing robbing stores, attacking people, because those same people who are working that put money into these programs are not taking care of you. Man, that might have to be the highest reason. It's the attitude. It's the ungrateful attitude that goes along with those who support those programs. And the pimping of their children. That's another thing. And the pimping of their children and creating more bastard kids to unleash on society. Those are just my opinions. Please tell me what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm glad. I think this camera produce good quality videos. I want to get back to making videos again. I know I talk about it a lot, but I'm busy. I love being a husband and being a dad. I got even more responsibilities on top of that, or at least, or I would say in conjunction with those. Those are very high priorities. Leave a comment in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want to help out the channel, you can go to my homepage on YouTube, look for the PayPal link or the Cash App link. All donation amounts are appreciated. Any gripes, complaints, send me a PM. I'll see if I can address them. Or you want to cuss me out in the comment section, go ahead and do it. I'm not going to delete your comment. That's my video on SNAP benefits. I'm Melvin Jones. So you guys take care, be safe, stay strapped, and God bless.